Whoopsie. Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today. We are back in Cities Skylines II playing our fantastic city of Lethe. I do have to say, I'm just loving how this already is just really giving our main downtown a run for its money. I mean, we spent 20 some episodes over in this area, and I'm loving that we are now just building something totally new. All right, so last two episodes been very, very traffic road heavy. And so this time around, we're doing something a little different. Today, we are doing something with all 6 different types of transportation available. I'm talking buses, trains, trams, subways, and we're doing some air. And we're doing some water. Man, we're doing it all. I guess we should start. Hold on. Before I say we're doing it all, can I even afford... Thank the Lord. It's 2 tickets to unlock that, or two development points. I have 2 development points. Whoo! So let's start off. We're going to jump right in with some easy stuff. I want to go ahead and place down a bus depot over in this area. I'm thinking that, let's look at this from up here. Before we do that, I've had a few, I think there was 1 or 2 comments, if I recall, about putting in a roundabout over here, which, although there's a bit of a hill, it doesn't look like I'm able to see the hill from here, though. I think it's a worthwhile idea. Let's put in a roundabout. I also think we're going to take off some of these crosswalks. There's just no reason for you to be doing any kind of crosswalk business all the way up over here. Just get moving. Do what you got to do. You can cross over here. We're starting with buses. Why? Because it feels like the right thing to do. I'm thinking right over here. I know this is residential, but I'm thinking right over here is kind of out of the way. I don't know if it will fit. Yeah, it won't fit. Okay, so that's not going to work there. We could consider doing something on the other side of this train, but I don't think this is particularly flat. If we look at, actually, oh, it is very flat. Okay, you know what? Let's try to get this so that it comes right up along the back. Over here, we have a 4-lane road that we could pull off of. We're just going to do a level crossing for this. Let's turn on the contour lines. And let's give this just a slight little curve this direction. Really, I think what I want is I want the subway station, the bus depot to go there. So how do I get this to connect up to that area? I think we bring this down, bring that down straight, and then curve this in. Yeah, I mean, that's completely flat. I'm fine with that. All right, so let's go over here to buses. We're going to see if we can fit this in. We could fit it in on this side because it's still flat over here. I'm fine with that. Gives us some room to potentially use the opposite side for expansion. Oh, we're just off. Okay, we got to fix that because we want to be able to get the most use out of this. So let's build another road right next door. We'll just do it right here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. We're going to bring this up. Oh, not that. Goodness gracious. All right, switch back to straight. Let's go to here. Now let's give it a curve. And connect it in. Yeah, that's great. Great. Okay, back to buses. This could technically fit on this side now. Although, I think I like it over here. We're going to place this here, and then if we want to expand it in the future, we've got more than enough space to do that, and we could even... There we go. We could even, pre-plan. Have these here. And just, let it be upgraded. That's fine. I do think I am going to give this kind of a larger parking lot, if we can. Modest is a little small. I'm thinking something like this, but along this road. I will say I hear Lorelei. She's out front or outside of this office. I did close the door today. Last episode, you could just hear her all over the house. which isn't the greatest when you're trying to record video. You know, you don't always want to hear your dog. So we'll see how she does being locked out of the office today. And her dad is outside gardening, so she has no one to hang out with at the moment. All right, so then we're going to put this parking lot here, give this a little bit of a complex. I like that. And let's also give it a little roundabout. I don't think it needs street. Well, it definitely doesn't need a plaza. I think it could just be plain. It's one of those areas where it doesn't need anything super fancy. Whoopsie. All right, so we've got this. Liking that. I also think, what's our wind? Our wind is pretty decent. Let's go ahead and just put in 1 or 2 industrial buildings over here as well. Nothing crazy, but just a little bit of business. I mean, you're here. There'll be a few behind the train station. I know it's not maybe the best look for the university, but there's trees in the way. They'll be fine. Okay, so I do want to go ahead and change this to the electric bus maintenance upgrade. And we already have extra storage, which is great. Now, let's figure out some bus routes for this new city. I think what I want to do is have the buses go kind of forward and back for the most part. I think that would be really useful. And eventually, I think in the next part, I maybe want to rework Capital City. Right now, it's got a lot of low density housing, and that was somewhat to fill the need that we had as a city. But I'm thinking, and some of you have made this comment, I think I got to call a bit of a mulligan on this and instead move our city hall, which right now is over here somewhere, right there, City Hall, as well as the bank, and turn this into more of a capital district almost, like a government center. So this area is going to be changing some, I think, in the next part or two here. But for now, let's figure out how we want to get these buses working. So the buses are going to come out of here. We have a college here, as well as a pretty decent building here as well. So what I think we do... Which way do these roads go? You turn and you go this way. So I think we're going to have a stop right here. Then you'll come up here, and I don't mind if the buses stop pretty close to each other, but this will be the stop. Whoopsie. Goodness gracious. I'm just hitting all the wrong buttons today. All right, this will be the stop that services both this like geological center as well as our university or our college. Then we'll have a stop that comes over here and stops basically right in front of the train. I think that's totally fine. All right. From here, I think you turn down this road. Look at all the people parking on the sides of the road. We need more parking over here. I think you turn down this road, and I think there's going to be 2 stops along this road, mainly just because there's a lot of high density, so it'll just be quicker for these people to get to here. I think we cross over whatever this... main road is. I wish it would still show me the road names. We cross over. We're here by the statue. Then Basin's Edge. I think this isn't populated yet, but I think we move our bus network up this direction. We will loop around. This is a bridge going over top of this highway, if I recall. Yes. So then this will come maybe over the bridge. Or should it come back and just loop up and connect over to here? Let's do that. Let's actually come back and loop around. That way you're stopping on the same block as the subway. Then the reverse of this, we're going to do that loop. And I don't normally do loops. I've been trying to avoid doing loops with my buses, but I feel like this is a decent space to have a little bit of a loop. Especially once this gets all this commercial, it's going to be really useful. So let's then go ahead and do I want to loop? Let's undo this. Let's undo this. Let's start from scratch. We got to start from scratch. We have a lot of traffic here. All of it being taxis, moving people into the city. And we have a massive complex right here. I'm going to want to be able to get you from, I think, this building here. Lots of people work here. We're going to have you come down. You'll come down to here as well. You're going to loop back around, and you're going to start going back up this direction. At the moment, the stop is going to be here because this is a big parking lot, so lots of cars access this parking lot. Then you're going to come straight on down here, and you're going to stop here where I think there are crosswalks, but you'll be right in front of the hospital. You'll take this down a block or two. We'll go here. We'll also come down to here, stop by this entrance, which gets you to this hospital, as well as the field, as well as this area here. You can come around, and you can kind of get to the train from there. Oh, I forgot to turn off the radio. Man, I'm all over the place. It's been about a week, maybe almost 2 weeks since I last recorded. I tried to get ahead with my other video, and then I've had some time off, so I've just been relaxing. Haven't been thinking about cities too much. We'll stop here. This is the post office, I believe. So we'll come down here, and I think this is going to just like kind of dead end. Actually, this is going to go this direction. It's going to come over here. We'll do a little loop around, and we'll come back. The loop around, though, is going to go to here. Yeah. Then we'll stop here. We'll stop up this way, and basically just do the reverse. It's going to really spread these stops out very evenly, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. So then this bus route, let's go ahead and make this a deep blue. And we're going to start over here at the hospital. Then I want you to come straight down like so. Oh, I put it in the middle. That's not what I meant to do. So skip that for now. I did not realize I put that in the middle of the street. Bring that back over here. Again, it's all going to be business in the future. And then we're just going to have our stops kind of going the reverse direction. I could put one right in front of the train, but I kind of want people to get away from the train. There's going to be a lot of traffic and a lot of cars. And that one's not offset like this one is. Okay, let's go ahead and fix this because this is a mistake. Oh, it's because it's a pedestrian road. Oh, that changes things. That's the pedestrian road. Well, then we definitely do not want a bus on a pedestrian road. So this is going to turn here. It's going to go up to here. But then having this second one's a little bit unnecessary because you already have this one. But the pedestrian road ends here. All right, so then we're going to extend this just a bit. We're going to take this bus route. It's going to come around here and maybe stop over here, kind of in the center of the block. And then at that point, it will be able to rotate around and cross back over and get out. All right, so there's the first bus route. Kind of covers a large section, but that's okay. We want that. We now also want to get a route that goes... I'm thinking I wouldn't mind having some smaller loops, like having one that goes around this block, goes up and down here. Let's go ahead and get one. I'm feeling like I need one here. And all of this is a pedestrian road, if we remember, so we can't do much there, but this here is a regular road. So here's what I'm thinking. I would like to have a bus line that goes up along the side here. We'll skip that block. Eventually, there'll probably be another road here, so we're going to place this right here. We'll connect up into this bus station that's already up this way, or this bus stop, excuse me. We'll come down here, we'll skip here, come down here by the subway. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn along the main drag and come down here. Yep. Then the reverse of that's going to be here, here. We'll come along here. We'll stop at this intersection, completely erasing traffic from that road or parking from that road and that road. You'll then connect to this stop. You'll come around the corner. You're actually going to stop. Yeah, eventually road will be there. You'll stop there. That's great. That's fine. And then we have two here already, so that leaves this area a little sparse of bus stops, but I think that's all right. Let's turn this into... Ooh, let's turn this into a very bright green. I'm into that. All right, we're going to go from here. Come around. We're going to share this bus stop, which gives our buses more access to sharing riders. Loop back around. Boom. I think this one's also going to be the same green. So it's going to be right in front of the hospital, some high-density residential and offices. Comes over here to some, I believe, commercial along the main drag. We've got the subway station right there, which is great. next to the medical university, pretty close to the train station. Loops back around again. So that's like the Chichester Grad Hospital loop in a sense. Then I think I wouldn't mind having another bus that connects Capital City and somehow connects the rest of this. I wouldn't mind if it even shared some of the same stops as this blue one. What if we... Eventually there will be zoning back here, right? So what if we placed a bus stop right here, so it's by this entrance. This is the welfare office, so people are going to want to get to that for sure. I think we just place two together, either side of the road. This one, let's make it like a nice light purple, like a lilac color. So here, we'll use this roundabout to our advantage and get a loop going there. We'll go from the welfare office down here to the disease hospital. Oh, I didn't build out the rest of the stops. Whoopsie. All right, we'll go there for now. We're going to bring it back up. What I want to do with this is I want to take... This is the school. We have a stop there. I think this could go... This is going to change a lot on the interior, I think. But I think if anything, let's try to keep this center road the same. So with that in mind, let's bring the bus stop around so that it's around the parking lot of the elementary school. Bring it into Capital City. Bring it over here next to the high school. You can easily walk there from there. At which point, somehow it's going to turn around and it's going to go back this direction. So we'll stop here. We'll come up here. We'll stop. Right now, nothing is zoned here, but eventually things will be zoned here. So we'll stop there. We'll loop back over. That one's a bit far away from me. So I think we're going to bring that in here. Then what we want to do is we want to take this guy and drag it to all these new stops. Somehow you're going to have to turn around. How? I don't care. However you feel is best. But you turn around there and then you stop here as well. Okay. So now we've got a little loop here where the densest part of the city is. We also have this longer route that is interconnected to a number of other types of transportation. Then we have this route going from here to here. I now think I want and this is probably going to be controversial to say the least, because people seem to hate bus loops. But I want one, so we're going to do one. We're going to place a bus stop right here on this corner. It's going to cross the street, skip there. I almost wish this bus stop was here. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I did not know you could move a bus stop and it would move the lines connected to the bus stop. Oh, that's great to know. Okay, so now we can go from here to here. It's a little further than I like, but that's okay. We'll go along the front here, but I have no promises that that's all staying in its current orientation. We'll place one there. We'll place one here. We'll place one here. We'll place one in front of the bus stop, and then we'll do the reverse. That one doesn't need a... this is so, sparsely populated at the moment. I think we do it for the sake of, in the future, we're going to want to have more buses over here. This really should go here. That other one, I think, is kind of in the wrong place. That just looks like it's going to be a traffic nightmare, so we'll move that up one. Okay, so then this bus line, let's make this a really light yellow. Why not, right? Bam. All right, so go from here down to here. So now we have a line going kind of through the center, but we also have a line going around the outer edge, which I like. I do think I got to move some things, though. So like this bus stop, this needs to be moved to here. just to spread it out a bit more. This one, I would even like to maybe move up a little bit because the road is going... Oh, no, that's the right way. That's how I want it. These are fine. It's these two that are just ungodly close. I think this is the one we get rid of. That ruined the whole line? No. There we go. Okay, so let's quickly just give all of these a name real fast off camera. Okay, we now have names for everything here. We have got the... That's not spelled correctly. Capital City Connection, which is the blue line. Already doing 28% usage, 136 passengers. That's fantastic. Then again, it's right along the road with the most residents at the moment, so it makes sense. We have the 2 CC loops are this area here for Capital City. And then we have 2 Chichester loops here as well, just servicing the local area, not trying to move people super far, but we'll see if they get any use. And if they don't, we'll delete them. Although the Chichester loop, which has, again, more people living here, already getting some usage, which we like to see. And then Grand Hospital Express is this purple line that kind of just goes along here into the capital city. Now, I do think we could entertain doing one additional stop over here into our industrial area, but I'm alternatively thinking maybe what we do is if we shift back over to Subway, I wonder if we could squeeze in a small overground subway station. And I'm thinking I wouldn't mind placing it along this road here, or somehow we place it over here, although I think that might be very, very challenging. Wait a minute. Can this go on roads? Can go next to roads. So this could theoretically go like right here. There are steps that come down. And then we could elevated subway station. This is a much larger situation there, which we don't want. Then what we could do is we could move this. Okay, let's see what we can do here. If I bring this up, how do I keep it so it's flat? Right there's about level. We're going to have to delete some things to make this a reality, and that's okay. Let's turn everything off except for angle for the moment. Bring it forward. What is this building? Of the Oneida Police Station? I want to cross over this direction, so they're going to have to move. And I think the Oneida Police Station is going to move... I'd love to not destroy any buildings as much as possible. So for now, it's going to move back over there. Then, let's get back to connecting here. Let's snap to existing geometry. Cross over that highway. I want to bring this forward to here. Let's go straight. Then, what I want to do is I want to figure out a way... Oh, yes. To send it underneath. It's an industrial area. We're not trying to make it look super pretty. It just has to function. Then we're going to go ahead and take this down to the ground. Now we're at 0. Plus 3% grade. Totally fine. Can we connect into this? I think I need to go back just a bit more. Let's go back up to ground level. Okay. From this point, actually, we need to take it straight to like about here. Then we can go ahead and start curving it underground. Like so. Now, we should be able to have a line. It's not going to be green, though. This is going to be black. Or maybe like a really, really gross looking like yellow color. You're going to go from here down to here. You're going to stop at this station. Stop at the opposing side. And then I'm also going to have you stop right up here as well. Then you're going to come back. Your sole job is to move people from over there back over here. Okay. Wow. Look at all the just like the transit network lines that are over here. All right. But so now we have this. We could even consider, while we're at it, let's do an overground train station right here. Bam. Bring this back up to ground level. This is basically flat. There's something in the way. Oh, we have this fire watchtower in the way. All right, if that's the case, we will politely scoot this to the other side of the watchtower. And essentially, I just need to get it to go from here over to there. So what we can do, let's do the complex curve. Bring it forward. Bring it down to where we can see this other guy and send that in. Oh, that's beautiful. And it follows kind of the train line as well. All right, let's now edit that line. Bring this all the way over to here. And then have this stop on either side of this station. So now we have another station connecting in that's just purposefully serving this area. Do we have enough subways? 0 passengers. If I go to the subway depot, vehicles in use 10 out of 10. What is this? Dedicated facility makes subway train maintenance faster. What is this? Increased capacity for more subway trains. So now we can do 15. This is already connected here, so that's good. So now we have, I think, just enough. I probably should build this, but I'm not going to right now. Okay, so we have enough subway trains. And now we have a new line, which is great. Let's give that guy a name real quick. Let's go down to subways. This guy here, subway line 5, we're just going to call this the Oneida Express. And it's that ugly brown color. We'll see how many people use it. It's got 6 stops, 2 trains. We'll give that some time to grow. All right, so we have now tackled buses and subway. What I want to tackle next is trains. This is pretty minor. Pretty minor. Off camera, I added in this little two-way, 1-lane train track. It's elevated, which isn't ideal, but this little area is elevated because it's so hilly. So what I'm thinking we do is we send a train over from here, from Fawn, and we send it down into the capital city area. Or at a minimum, you know what we do? Instead of doing something super overhauled just yet, I think do we have a train network here already? No, we do not. Fascinating. All right, so I think I want to do 2 things then. One, I want to have an exterior train line that connects from Penrith over into this part of the city. And then also we'll connect all the way up to Fawn. It's going to be a pretty short track. It only stops at 2 other stations, but it's just there to get people from outside the city into the city. So we'll do this here. We'll reconnect it here, and I think that's how you end it. Great. So now we have this Penrith line. Then what I want to do is I want to have a line that connects Fawn. So let's change this color to, I don't know, like a light pink maybe? So we're going to go from here, from Fawn, take this line and bring it all the way over here to Capital City. We'll stop here. Come all the way over to here to Grad Hospital. Stop here. All the way over here. This is roughly Chichester area. Can we stop here? No, that just spawns them. So that's kind of the end of where that line's going to go. I guess we could figure out a way to get it to connect into the main heart of the city, but that just seems unnecessary. So let's bring it back this way. Connect it back up to this station. Connect it back up to this one. And then what we're going to have to do is monitor kind of the train traffic here. I recognize that the Penrith line we have is going to get stuck behind some of these local lines, which isn't ideal, but I don't think that they're super frequent. And so if that's the case, I think we'll be probably just fine. All right, so here we have 9 of 10 trains in use. 10 of 10 trains in use. We could add extra capacity. Interestingly, it doesn't look like I have to connect this up. And it still works. Let's see. Is that true? Okay, no, I don't think that's true. I think you do have to connect these up. So let's just quickly do that. So now we've got more train capacity and we have more subway capacity. Ironically, the number of subways is now dropped after we added in more ways for them to connect. Okay, we've done buses. We've done subway. We have done train. Now what I want to look into is I want to look into doing the trams. So we have Basin's Edge. We've got this pedestrian road that comes all the way along and it ends down here. Eventually, this pedestrian road might even go further into Capital City as we figure out what that looks like. But again, I think Capital City needs a huge rework before we can build out stronger infrastructure there. What I'd like to do is I would like to set up a tram depot that would then service the main pedestrian road here. So this would be pedestrians and trams traveling along Briar Rose Street. So let's get a sense. I've not built trams yet in this game at all. Let's get a sense of what we're working with here. Workshops and staff facilities for the tram network. Tram networks to the depot for maintenance at regular intervals can be upgraded with extra garage. Tram depot, 10 vehicles, medium noise pollution. All right, it's standard stuff here. Now, the challenge we're going to run into is where this could go. However, I say that, and I almost wonder if we remove this roundabout and replace it with a road. First of all, could we do two tiny roundabouts? No, it's too tight. That's okay. That's just going to be there. But right behind this bus network, it's a pretty flat section of land. It's not going to give me a ton of room to expand the network, but I don't have to break anything down to put that in here. And now we've got a serious transportation hub over here, which I like. I am also tempted to put a pedestrian path along here. I don't know how necessary that would be, but we could consider it. So now we have a tram network. What do these add-ons look like? Oh, they just go in the back. Money-wise, we are still doing fine. So I think why not just go ahead and slap that upgrade on there. All right. For now, this is going to be pretty underutilized because I only have one use case I can think of so far for this tram. Eventually, though, we can try to expand this. So if you have ideas, let me know. All right. We're going to go straight along here, cross over all of this. And we are going to then convert this pedestrian path to be pedestrian and trams. It's going to come down to there. There we go. Got that all connected. Now for here, we have to kind of loop it back around on itself. So I think the way to do that is going to be, let's see. If I bring this out, turn everything off but existing snapping ends, angles, 15 meters. Then if I go from here to here, that was there. Can we get this to be... Not really. I want it to go like right there is pretty decent. Can we go back just a bit more? Yeah, just like that. All right, so then we're gonna loop this around on itself. So let's go continuous. And turn on the guidelines. Is that what this is called? Yeah, snap to guidelines. Then go straight and connect it right in. Okay, so now that side has been rerouted and so we can turn around. Over here, we got to figure out how to do the same thing. This area, we could just use this section. If I were to take this and go right here, then turn off snap to guides, turn on continuous. Turn back on snap to guides. Turn on straight. Okay. The fact that these are so easy to build is kind of crazy. I feel like in Cities Skylines 1, those were just obnoxious to have to do. That was chef's kiss. That was so simple. Okay. What I want to do is... So it looks like I put the tram stops on either side. So let's think about this. You'd get on this tram, but there's not really anywhere else. Like if I got on this tram here, I wouldn't be able to go forward anywhere. There's going to be a few shops, but that's about it. So I would rather have the tram be... Let's do trams in the middle. And you skip a block with the tram. Come down here. And then for here, we will do like a final tram because you're at the very end. But now, bring that around. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the tram. I mean, no one's going to use it, which is fine. They don't have to. But I'm just excited we have a tram network. Oh my gosh. In the city now. Okay, hold on. If I go straight up and down, is that easier? There we go. Connect that to there. Connect that to there. Then we have one over here by the statue. Or actually, this is before the statue. Drag this to here. Okay. Dragging these ones of all the different types of transportation we've built so far has been the hardest. Did I get them all? Do you have 2 stops? You have 2 stops. You have 2 stops. Okay. So now we have a small tram network beginning. Now, we could really expand this tram network. I am thinking I'd love to see the tram network go all the way up and connect somehow into Fawn, potentially. I think we got to figure out Capital City before this particular line could go further. However, we now have this connection into the area. So if we wanted to try to grow this tram network, we absolutely could. There they go. The trams. Not a single person's going to ride you right now, and that's okay. This area has not been built out, but you look great. And there's the bus. Do people actually even walk this road? No, there's nothing here to do yet. There will be soon. There will be soon. Okay, so we've got buses, we've got trams, we've got trains, we've got subways. We do now need to do something we've never built before, which is water. A number of people have asked if we could do ferries, and I don't know, can you? Because now looking at this, we have a harbor and we have a cargo harbor. So many people have commented ferries. What am I missing? Narrow seaway. Passenger ships stop here to load and unload. A passenger terminal allows passengers to board and disembark. Can be upgraded with an extra pier and a transit terminal. Yeah, I don't think we can do these because we don't have any connection to the outside world to do any kind of boating stuff. There's plane. There's plane. There's train and there's road. But none of these are road, plane. None of these are ship. I wanted to have a ferry going across, and I had so many comments about ferries, but I'm realizing that I don't think ferries exist. Cargo, harbor, harbor. Narrow seaway, medium seaway, wide seaway. Passenger ship line tool. Or maybe people are saying I do 2 harbors? Like if there was a harbor here. What kind of pollution does this produce? Nothing too crazy. So like there's a harbor here. Right? Like she's looking like something, but like that kind of infrastructure for it feels like heavy, the amount of infrastructure that is for the area we're in. Like, how crazy does that look? Actually, it doesn't look crazy at all. Okay, let's give it a shot. So let's go ahead and connect this up with the road. Honestly, there's not a lot of areas to build this stuff anyway. So where we have it, I think is all around pretty decent. Let's try to reduce that. +9, that's not too bad. It's got a bit of a... Ooh. Actually, you know, this is horrendous. So that's going to have to go. We got to do a little land work here before we just slap that guy down. All right, so right here would actually be a nicer spot to do this. If I were to come in here, just connect straight up with this and build out a little section that goes into the dam a bit. Really is not creating too much of an issue there. But now this, I almost want to make it just a touch bigger. I feel like these are actually quite large buildings. Okay, let's reduce the brush size a bit. And if you just click, sometimes you can get it to fix its some of the weird color it's got. But that water just has to clear out of there and then we'll be fine. All right, so now it says it's in the water. I know it's not in the water. It's just that there's water on the map, and so it's struggling to figure out what to do with said water on the map. In water. Yeah, but like, not really. This water is slowly moving. If we speed it up, will it move faster? It feels like it's moving the wrong direction. Why do I feel like it's actually filling up? What's going on? Like, why is it filled with water? Is that spot a little lower than the others? No. Can we just like raise this up and force the water out? Kinda. Hold on, pause. There's a little bit of water, but that kind of worked. All right. Let's place this in water. There was a brief moment here where it wasn't in water, and that's the moment we want. Come back. Because it's not in water, I promise. Bam, there we go. There we go. Okay, so now we have this port here. I actually like the location of this one. I just think it needs to be polished up a bit. I think this needs to come kind of like straight on out here. And just go straight on over. Okay, nice and flat. We really reclaimed a whole section there, which is kind of cool looking. And then we place this right here. But I want to align it a bit better. Okay, so this actually needs to... You want to do it like that. Yes. Yes. And we can smooth underneath later. But for now... We place that there. What does that look like? That looks really nice. Wow. All right, let's see if these work. I don't actually know if this is kind of, you know, the correct way to do this. tell you right now, that was not the correct way to do that. But we're going to try. And then I want to rotate this into a one-way only, or better yet, let's have it be asymmetrical. And that asymmetrical will have one lane that goes the other way. Yeah, let's try that. I like that idea. Okay, so then similarly here, we've got to get this to connect in. This one's going to be a little bit different in that I want to just use a 2-lane road. Go straight across. Let's go ahead here and level this all to match as well. And then this is going to come up to here, where we're then going to... Okay, gotta go one further. We'll come up to here, where it's then going to curve. Go straight, and then get a little tiny treed roundabout so you can turn around. Now, again, in another part, maybe even just off camera, I'm going to do some detailing, and I'm going to try to get these to look kind of how I want them to look. Why can I not get it to connect to this height? Interesting. Oh, because the boats are going to have to get in there. Can I undo? Of course not. Just smooth it for now. That will be just fine. All right. What we'll do in the future, in a future part, whether I do it on camera or off camera, we'll decide later. But I will make sure that we go in and get these detailed so they look nice. Okay, so now we got to connect these up. Can I upgrade this to this? No. So how does this work? If I were to like just go like this. Right? And then can I just be like, you go from here to here and back? Is this what everybody meant when they said ferries? Because I don't think these are ferries. But I'm not saying it's not going to be awesome. Not connected to the outside connection. This building requires at least one line or route to an outside connection and back for vehicles to operate. See, that's what I thought was going to happen. All right, I'm going to turn them off, and I'm going to leave them here. Because we have a dam, there's no way for me to look at all the infrastructure moving and groove, and I love it. There's no way for me to get boats up there. And even if there was, there's no boat symbols over here. Like, we have a plane, we have train, we've got buses and roads. We don't have any way to get this out. So I don't think this is going to work. However, you let me know if you want me to just leave them there for aesthetic purposes or if they're just completely unnecessary because they can't do anything. We've got an accident. All right. So the only thing that's left is the plane, the airport. It's quite large, and I wanted to build it today. But I'm thinking, I actually want to get your guys' opinion first. My thinking is we've got a highway here. We could dedicate this relatively flat area. We would have to do some terraforming for sure. But we could easily push some of this land. Really, we could fill in this central area. See how this has got a peak here? There's a peak here. There's a peak here. We could place this kind of right here in the center and let this then start filling our city with external passengers. We could go further down. Again, relatively flat. We would connect into this interchange. This one, I think, sends you right into the heart of some of our residential a bit more, whereas this one sends you first through the industrial area. But that's arguably a bit more realistic sometimes the airports are closer to industrial because they're so loud. Again, we can also have this option. And I think if we wanted to, we could get crazy and try to figure out how to squeeze in the airport along the mountain's edge. Although I feel like these ones give a lot of clearance around the airport. And if we do it over here, we're really going to be kind of hemming ourselves in a bit. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to center my map in the way that like my brain thinks about this map. And I'm going to highlight areas. We've got area 1, which is near the entrance to our starting tile of the city where that development really began. We've got area 2, which is near a industrial highway entrance into the city, which is frankly underdeveloped and is an area we have to build out. We have area 3, which is next door to the industrial area, which would kind of really fill out that rest of that, it's not a peninsula, but the rest of that area. And then we have area 4, which would be trying to squeeze it in alongside the farms and alongside the mountain range, which I don't know if that's feasible. Who knows? But those are the 4 areas where I think we could put an airport. So you let me know what you think, or if you think of a different area, just tell me in the comments. This is the orientation I'm thinking of. So we got north, south, east, west. Tell me what you think would be the right place to put it. Also, let me know if there's a workaround for these boats. I don't know if there's a mod or something where I can, force the game to think there's a connection available. Or if I could like spawn boats for us. I know in Cities Skylines 1 there was ferries, but it's clear that that's not a feature yet. So we're stuck with these 2 inoperable ports. And other than that, we did so much infrastructure building today. We did the buses, did the trains, did the trams, did the trolleys. I guess they're kind of one and the same. We did the subway. So let's get just a quick little peek of how all those are doing. And then I think we're going to call it a day here. So if we look over at our buses, Capital City Connection, which is the dark blue one that goes along the basically all of the capital city. Capital City Connection spans 5.5 kilometers, their third longest, but it has 30 passengers currently, which is a 6% usage. Not terrible. The CC loops right now have 0. Again, they are in very, very low density areas, so I'm not surprised by that. Once we get a bit further along with development, then we can take a reassessment of if they're even worth keeping. Similarly, the Chichester loops, they've got a few people on them, but not a ton. And then the Grand Hospital Express has absolutely 0. There's also just not a lot of people over here yet. The other areas of our city are really, really well established, so I think some of this is just going to be related to the low population, which we'll eventually fix. We also have absolutely no demand for high density, which kind of sucks. But we'll figure it out. Trains, we have, I never named these. So we've got an R2 that goes to Penrith. And then I think we also have an R5 that goes to Penrith. So there's 2 different routes that go to Penrith. The R4, this is what connects over to Fawn. And then train line 6 is going to be the R6. And the R6 connects really Capital City to Fawn. But it also, I think, is useful because it's not only connecting Capital City to Fawn, it's getting us a connection from the main city. A lot of people who live in the main heart of our downtown can go over to Fawn, switch over to the R6, and then go into this capital city and never have to drive, which is great. So the trains are really doing remarkable. Some of these buses, like the Belmont Fairview connection, are doing remarkable. Others, not so great, but we're learning. Our tram line, our one and only, it has 3 passengers, which is kind of wild. We're just going to call it Basin's Edge. No, we're just going to call it the purple line. The purple route. For some reason, it had 3 passengers last month. I don't know why, but it did. Not mad about it. And then when we get into our subway lines, we have a, let's see, Chichester Spur. This one has already been here. This is this little blue bit that comes from this train. That has 38 passengers, which is pretty great. Capital City had 5 passengers. This one goes straight through the city. Again, low population right now. Not a ton of things happening, so there's no reason for people to take it. And then we have the Oneida Express line. Nobody is taking this thing, which is fine. Passengers 1, stop 6. So it's there, but at the moment, no one's using it. We'll see if that changes with time. I don't think it will, but who knows? We have Ship Line 1, which is inoperable, so I've turned it off. But let me know if there's a workaround here where I don't actually have to connect this to the outside world. Because if I don't, that would be awesome. I would love to just leave this without having to worry about it connecting to the outside world, and it could just connect to itself. And then planes, you let me know in the comments below where you think we should be placing our plane station. That's not what it's called. Our airport. And we'll get that going in the next episode. All right, guys. I think we're going to leave this part here, though. So I will see you all in the next one.